What's up, everybody? I am ChibiKy, and this is still the first part of the Let's Play, but okay, so as I was editing, I realized that things weren't going quite the way I expected them to. So my editing and, I guess, playing process is going to be a bit different. There are going to be, well, I'm not going to be saying which part I'm on and not on, just because as I'm recording I won't know that either, just because of the way that I'm recording. But yeah, so I wanted to say that, and I wanted to just explain a few more things in better detail, like these slots right here are for consumable items, or like, you know, for like health potions, or to bring your mana back up. But what I wasn't too clear about was these spots that have, I guess you could say, locks on them, as well as here, which are for my attacks. So this top row and 4 through 6 are meant to be unlocked through paying real money into the game and then going to their item store to unlock them. But first, let's go to my inventory, and right here is the amount of money that I have, or I guess like spending money everywhere. This AP money is money that I got through doing the PvP that I'm going to be showing off in part 3, I believe. But you have to spend this and this at the same time, but it's only with this person right here who, forget her name, but be showing it off eventually. And right here is our item mall, which once it comes up, I can show you. Okay, so this is ka-ching, which is what happens when you pay real money to get the equivalent of their money. And right now I have 60. That's just because it's universal throughout all of your characters, so they share the same amount of ka-ching. And you know, we can buy lots of goodies. Like right now Easter's coming up, so you know, you got these different bunny outfits. And also, if you saw, or as you will see in parts 1 through 3 and possibly 4, that this is not quite what I look like, just because you start off with a costume for your sword, hair, shirt, pants, gloves, and shoes. But it has a time limit on it, so that disappeared, and now I'm just wearing the armor that I have acquired. And another thing that I want to talk about is the stamina meter that I started to explain it, but I think I was just too focused on everything else. But stamina is what you need to go into dungeons and go into fields to get experience from defeating enemies. And once your stamina reaches 0, which will go, the green bar will slowly disappear, and then it will hit 0, and then you can't collect any more experience or money. But each day at 3 o'clock Pacific time or 3 in the morning Pacific time and 6 in the morning Eastern time, it will go back to 100%. So pretty much each day it refills, and then on the weekends we get unlimited stamina. You know, just because it's the weekends and wanna be playing a lot. People are blocking her name, but I think it's Camilla, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, so there is that. And then this guy is new, but just because some events have happened with a recent update, and I just got some mail that is part of the event. I won't be checking those now, but we'll be checking them in my later parts once I actually do start recording. I think that might be it, or I hope so, for this little intro of explaining things a bit more of what's going on. Oh no, wait. I remember what else I was going to talk about. It was going to be how the parts are going to be. So, unfortunately, I won't be saying like, welcome to part 1, I'll see you guys in part 2 and stuff like that, just because the editing process is a bit weird for this, just because I'll be cutting out a whole bunch of repetitive dungeon play and going into fields to kill enemies to grab their loot. So I think what I'm gonna be doing is hopefully around part 3 to 4 I'll actually have like a little picture that I'm gonna be making that, you know, comes up and then will fade to the new part, and then at the end it will fade and that picture will pop up for a few seconds and then the video will end. But of course in the descriptions I'll say what part we are on, so that I can still have that to go by and it won't be actually confusing trying to figure out which part I'm doing and you guys are viewing. So now I believe I am completely done. If not, then I'll probably make another one of these eventually. So I guess this time I can say, hope you guys enjoy this Let's Play, and welcome to part 1. What is up, everybody? I am ChibiKy. It's been quite a while since I've actually done a Let's Play. Been having some computer trouble and some controller trouble, so I figured I'd try out a RPG. Typically, most RPGs are really long to play, and that gives me plenty of time to hopefully fix, well, got my computer fixed, but controller still working on, so hopefully I can get that fixed and get more Let's Plays out. But anyway, this game is called Elsword. It is a free-to-play MMORPG. You can download it off of Steam, or you can just download it straight from their website, which I will have a link to in the description. And you can see to the right, I have a whole bunch of characters that I've been playing as, but this guy that we're seeing right here is going to be our character for this Let's Play. Actually, let's show you all of the different characters. So, this game originally came out in Korea, so a bunch of the languages are in Korean for the characters. I believe in Europe they might have changed the characters just to give them a European accent, but not quite sure about that. But anyway, this is our first character, Elsword, who is also the name of the game. It's going to be our character we'll be playing as. And it here gives you a description. These are class jobs that you can choose as we level up. And let's take a look at Asia. She is our magic user of the group. Have some friends who play as her. She can be quite powerful. Go on to our next character is Reina. She uses a bow and arrow, and her kicks can be quite deadly. Now we have Raven. He was the first character that I played as. I quite enjoy playing as him. He carries a giant sword and has a arm that can shoot out fire. It's very cool. And we have Eve, who is, I think she's like a robot, or she uses psychic powers, but she also has these two little pets with her that she can use to attack you with. And now we have Chug. Chung, I believe is how you say his name. Originally, I thought that this guy was a girl for some reason, but I'm not the only one who thought he was a girl. I do believe that his translated name in Korean means the blonde-haired princess, I believe. Not 100% on that, but good bit.
저는 한 가문의 자제인
And now we have
아라라고
Ara.
해요.
She's
창술에 능하고 동행하는 신령스러운
a
여우인
new
은혜의 능력을 사용할 수
ish
있어요.
edition. She came out, I think maybe 2-3 months ago since I started this recording, and as you can see that all the rest of the characters had a third class change skill, but right now she only has 2 of them, and her weapon is a spear.
안녕, 난 엘리시스라고 해.
And now we have our final character, who's Elisis. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Probably wrong, but she just came out a few weeks ago as of this recording, and her 2 character jobs came out, I believe they came out last week, and I'm waiting on her 2nd tier jobs to come out. But she is actually Elsword's older sister, and is a character that people have been I guess have been waiting for her to come out for quite a while. But that is enough with the characters, and I was last playing as her. But let's go on to Iron Fire. And need to click on the name again. And then we have all these different channels that we can go to. But since we are level 1, we want to stay in between these 3, since that's where our level is, and we also get more experience for being in those channels at an in-between level.
붉은 용병 기사단의 단장에 대해 들어본 적 있어?
And here is the intro.
머리카락을 가진 절대로 패하지 않는다는 전설적인 존재. 그녀가 바로 나의 누나야. 내가 어렸을 때 누나는 나에게 말했어. 강해져야 한다고. 나는 누나와의 약속을 지키기 위해서 매일 열심히 검을 휘둘렀어. 그리고 마침내 엘수색대의 최연소 대원으로 뽑히는데 성공했지. 하지만 누나는 지금 도대체 어디에 있는 걸까?
And so there we have Elsword's introduction. Each character has their own little introduction that they play through. And here we have a little tutorial. Guess no matter how you move, it sets off this little cutscene. And it looks like we have our first bad guy. So we can use the arrow keys to move. We got this guy who's telling us to charge forward. A bit closer. And our main attacks are Z for light and X for a heavy attack. Can jump in the air and a few different techniques, but here's the sky again. Now we can see our mouse that left click will advance to the next scene and right click will skip everything. I will typically just right click since I've more or less done all this, so hopefully I can remember not to do that. And if I left click while the text is going, it just fills it all in, so just hopefully saves time, but hopefully I don't do it too fast and skip everything. And there are a lot of characters in this game, but some of them, they actually do have voices for themselves, but I suck at voice acting, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'll probably just like summarize everything once it's all over. So it looks like we need to kill some bandits outside of the village. Yep. And so in villages we can't attack, but A at Z I can talk to people, other characters in the game. And over here are my special attacks. This top row, you actually have to pay in-game money to unlock it, but I typically don't need a second row of attacks. But anyway, let's carry on to the playing field and get rid of that annoying beeping sound. And so up here is our quest log, and looks like we just need to kill some bandits. Sometimes they'll say stuff. Let's actually try out some of my special attacks. So that was A, and it just obliterated him. And now we have it cleared. Let's complete it. Click OK again. We level up and we get a title. And it looks like the bandit did drop something. Let's see what it is. Looks like the bandits are trying to take L from the tree. L is like, I guess, the energy source in this game. Some games have mana, other games just have, just have like other types of energy, but this game is called L. And it looks like he stole a necklace. Okay, and looks like we can go to a dungeon. But first I want to check on my title, since I got a new one. or maybe not. And since I'm still in the tutorial, it really wants me to go to the dungeon. Oh, that's right. So you get new titles, but they say incomplete. They're just telling you that they are there for you to complete them. And let's check on my items. That I just got some new shoes. And so when I right click on them, they automatically equip to me. I can just click and drag them, but waste a little time. And now here is our first dungeon. We click on it, and then we start it. Click OK. And then we wait for it to start.
덤벼라 애송이!
And at the start of each dungeon, or when you enter a new area of it, you get yourself a little map of the area. Which we're going to use mine. Really weird. Oh well, let's just beat them to death with fire. And so using your light and heavy attacks, you can perform different combos. Before I go on, I'm actually going to read what... Oh, okay, it's just a roll. Okay. That makes more sense of why it pretty much did nothing. Well, let's continue beating up some bandits and whatever bird-type creatures these are. And on my left I have the chat screen, but right now it's just telling me how much gold, experience, and other things that are going on. We'll wait until I go to the next area, which I believe is the boss fight. Since this is a tutorial, it's extremely short. Yep, it is boss fight time. I believe my first attack did like pretty much half of his damage. So let's do another one, and there we go. And he runs away and sends out a big furry monster cat. So let's just keep on beating him down. And there we go. So there is the tutorial dungeon. And after each dungeon they'll say more or less a scripted line. It will actually vary depending on dungeon to dungeon. Now we have our screen of what we got and how much XP we have acquired. And right here, these are our items for like healing potions, potions to replenish our mana. Sometimes we get throwable items that we can throw down. We have our experience bar right here, and this is our stamina bar. What stamina does is it lets us pretty much actually play the game. And by that I mean it lets us go into dungeons and go into fields to beat up monsters. So once we run out of stamina, the only thing we can do is do some PvP, which I suck at, but I will still be doing some in this Let's Play. But let's complete our dungeon quest. See what Lowell has to say. Seems like he's angry that they got away. Okay, so apparently we can't go after them quite yet. Ah, there's other bandits in the area. Apparently I have to go and take care of them. So for quests, these 3 items we automatically get once we complete it. And this selective is, as you can probably guess, it's once we complete it, we will get a choice of what item we want to pick. And so here is some good advice for this game. Each dungeon has a normal, hard, and very hard. Since one of the updates that happened on normal, your player is just 1 player. On hard, 2 to 3. On very hard you have 3 to 4. Now as a tip, always pick very hard, because try and wait for it to show up with a party of 3 to 4, just because dungeons on very hard are typically longer, which means you get more experience, more gold, and more loot. And also, if you're in a party of 4, your stamina will go down slower. So those are 2 very good reasons. And while I wait for hopefully some more people to show up, I'm gonna head back into town, see if anybody has any quests for me. Doesn't look like it. And looks like we got a level 70 just chilling out. 70 is the max level right now. Let's see if sometimes my chat doesn't quite work and I just have to, I guess you could say, refresh it, but it seems to be working. Just nobody's really talking. But looks like this is taking quite a while. So I'm just gonna start it with current members, which makes the dungeon instantly start.
덤벼라 애송이!
So it shouldn't be too bad. Just do these early dungeons just by myself. Just since they're so short that shouldn't hurt my stamina that much. What is that giant furry tree-ball thing? No idea, but it's dead. Trying to collect all the money. So I guess I should also explain that what these red balls are that keep filling up under my character's little icon. That is my pretty much over limit or awakening mode. It just makes me, or it pretty much just gives me buffs. And also, under my blue bar is another meter that's special to Elsword and Alice, just since they're brother and sister. They learned sword techniques that gives them some buffs, and if I was in a party, it would also give, I believe it gives them some buffs for a short period of time. And there we go, gotta level up. Get rid of these guys. And it looks like I'm fighting some tree people now. Yeah, so right now the dungeon's kind of boring just because it's just me, so like I said, it's going a little slow. Here I'm at the boss fight right now. Yes. Looks like this guy's name is William, and I have to beat him to a pulp. It's turning out to be quite easy. Nope, thought that might do it. 2 more hits. There we go. Heard that, and he's saying he's sorry. He disappeared in other minions, and the boss fight area just instantly die, and
Come on, baby.
they drop money or loot. Now we have this screen again, but if you hit exit and enter, there are shortcut keys to just skip everything. So let's complete this quest. Ooh, got another level up. So apparently those furry animals are normally peaceful. But I guess for some reason they turned wild. And I believe I've leveled up like at least 4 times by now. Supposed to be a newbie. Yep, get skill points. It's quite which is a bit funny that they bring that up now, just because I was gonna bring that up myself. Here we have a new character introduction, and I believe her shop has been thieves have stolen stuff from her shop. Looks like those furry creatures that I just killed in that dungeon are the culprits.